comes to girlfriends, let's face it, 2020 has been a bit of a challenge keeping in touch with our besties, right? Well, our next guest wants to give you a little nudge to help 2021 connect and reconnect with those ladies that you care about. Sherry Lead is the author of this book, The 50/50 Friendship Flow, and has made it her goal to reconnect with the ladies in her life that matter. It became an inspiring book and workbook. And Sherry, thank you for joining us on Sonoran Living this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I'm excited to know why did you make it your personal challenge to sit down one-on-one with 50 women and then document it?
Sure. Well, this happened between my 49th and 50th birthday.
Okay, that explains a lot.
Yeah, it's when you make these big goals for yourself. And I decided that I was going to challenge myself to meet with the women in my life. And I decided with 50 because that was, what I was turning.
Sure.
And with the idea that everyone we meet is both our teacher and our student. And it became important to me to tell these women what they've taught me. So over a course of a year, I sat down with these women one-on-one, and this was before the pandemic, so it was in person, and shared with them what I've learned from them.
Wow. How wonderful is that? I mean, first of all, for you to take the time to do that. Secondly, what came out of it was this amazing book that can inspire other women. What did you learn ultimately when it was all said and done?
The biggest part for me was I started documenting these on Facebook. This was before I knew that this was going to be a book. And because I tend to be an oversharer, I posted all of these dates. But the piece that really surprised me was that reflection piece, that posting and a little summary of each date. It just brought on so much gratitude and realization of, wow, basically for nothing that I've done myself, these amazing people keep coming into my life, and that reflection piece was really important.
I really love this. So, a lot of us don't have 50 friends. I'm going to be honest. I don't.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. But I think what you're saying is not only, it's also women who have at some point touched you or been special, even if it was just for a brief moment, right? That's what you're saying to reach out to.
Yes, and I encourage people to do this with, it could be 5 friends, 10 friends. My mom, she's turning 92 this month, and she has childhood friends that they call themselves the 7-Ups, and they made that name for themselves when they were in grade school, but they stayed in touch. And now there's 4 of them left, and they talk on the phone, so that they've been very isolated this year. But those friendships that they developed at a much younger age really got them through this past year. And doing this kind of thing just really deepens those friendships that we have.
It really does. It does something to your soul and to your I don't know, your psyche, to touch base with a beautiful person. What would you in this workbook, and I only have just a few seconds left, but out of the book came a workbook. And what do you want us to do with this workbook? It's a daily, weekly, or however we can do it challenge, right? What do you want us to learn?
I want you to learn from my girlfriends, and also as you read these, have it spark some things in your life where you remember, oh yeah, that reminds me of this friend, and just encourage people to go out and tell people what they mean to them. If anything the last year has taught us is that things can change right away, and every day it's important. If we could spend that telling each other what we've meant to each other, let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. The power of relationships has really taken on a whole new meaning over these last several months. Well, Sherry, thank you so much for joining us on Sonoran Living. And you can go and hashtag 50/50 friendship flow and document your girlfriend experience, if you will. And of course, if you want to learn more about Sherry, we've put all of her information on our website, sonoranliving.com. Thanks for joining us.